I have been manifesting money for the past 3 years now, and there are four main things that, when I learned and applied, helped me go from somebody who struggled financially to someone who's not able to provide for his mother, support his father through his legal lawsuits, and put his brother in school. Now, the first thing that helped me out a lot when I understood is that money is nothing but a frequency, and just trying to work for money is the best way to stay broke. Most people think that if you want to manifest money, all you have to do is just work as hard as you can until eventually, sometime in the future, that money shows up. Now, the problem is, if you're taking action from the state of fear, desperation, and worry, then that money will never show up despite how hard a person is working. And I say this because I remember back in 2022, when I started my first ever business, I used to work from 9 a.m. till 4 a.m., repeat the process every single day for 6 months straight without finding or seeing any progress. And trust me, I was doing all that I could possibly do to make sure that my business succeeds, but despite the amount of work that I was putting into my business, nothing was working. But then on the 7th month, when I decided to kind of just shift my frequency and just let go a little bit and embody the state of abundance, is when I signed a client for $14,000. Now you may say, well, how do you shift your frequency? How do you embody the frequency of money? It's actually very simple, and you don't need to buy a course on it. All you have to do is just get a general idea of the amount of money you want to be making, whether that be $6,000, $10,000. Ideally, it should be an amount of money that you can manifest on a monthly basis, and also an amount of money that could help you fulfill multiple of your desires and multiple of the things that you have on your goal list. And then create a scene where you see that money show up, whether that by you getting a notification from your bank that the money is being deposited, whether that by you going on a shopping spree, whatever it is, get a scene that implies the end outcome. And what you do is you get into a meditative state, visualize that scene, and just embody it. Feel the money showing up, hear the surroundings in your vision, touch whatever is around in your scene, fully immerse yourself in that scene that it becomes real. That is how you get to embody the money frequency, which is by embodying the state of abundance. I cannot emphasize how important it is to always change your frequency on a day-to-day basis, because that brings me on to the second thing, which is manifesting money is 90% inner work and only 10% action. If you're not prioritizing your mental state every single day, at least for 20-30 minutes, then I promise you, you will probably not get anywhere close to the ideal outcome. Because I've noticed that every time I took action and tried to achieve a new goal of mine from like a low state vibration, I never really found any good results. In fact, I always found the complete opposite outcome. And that is mainly because I did not prioritize doing the inner work first. So what I decided to do is kind of just develop a simple routine that I want you to follow as well, because I promise you, if you follow that routine for at least 2 weeks in a row, you will find a lot of great results. And that routine goes as follows. 1, a body awareness exercise. I'm going to tell you what that is. 2, a rhythmic breathing exercise. 3, a relaxation exercise. And 4, that implies the first thing that I learned, which is a visualizing exercise. Now, I know you may say, well, what is a body awareness exercise? Let me just break it down. A body awareness exercise is something that helps you become somewhat self-aware. Not too self-aware that you begin to punish yourself for everything that you do or trying to be so perfect. No, just enough self-awareness so that you have control over your emotions and state of being. And the way it works is very simple. You sit down on a chair or you lay down in a bed, you put a 10-minute timer, you close your eyes and you do nothing but observe. Don't try to relax. Don't try to breathe in a certain way. All you have to do, just be aware of the sensations on your body. Start with the top of your head, your face, then your neck, and then your upper body, then your lower body, your feet, your thighs. Just be aware of every sensation that your body feels. If you get an itch, for example, don't try to scratch it. Just observe it and let it be. Observe what's going on in the outer body, and then observe what's going on in the inner body. So while you're closing your eyes, see how your heart feels. What does your body sense? Is it anger? Is it fear? Is it relaxation? Is it peace? Observe it and do nothing about it. And then when you do that with your body, then sense the room that you're in. Sense your surroundings, the bed that you're laying on, or the chair that you're sitting on, the roof above your head, whatever it is, sense everything around you. What this does is that it helps you become more aware of things. So now when something bad happens, and you get angry, you're aware. You don't react. No. You observe it, you don't judge it, you let it be until it dissolves. Because when any negative feeling comes up and you don't react to it and you just observe it, you have control over it. And it doesn't control you control it. And when you have your awareness on the feeling inside of you, it dissipates. It goes away. So do this for at least 10 minutes every single day, no more, no less. And I promise you, this will change your life. Now, the second part of the routine is rhythmic breathing. 4-second inhale, 4-second exhale. You do that for another 10 minutes. The good thing about this practice is that it helps you regulate your nervous system, because most of us are breathing in a very unrhythmic manner, and we breathe in like to the chest so our chest pops out. No, you have to breathe in so your belly pops out, not your chest. So when you're consciously breathing rhythmically, 4 in and 4 out, you begin to condition the body to feel calm and safe. Now, the third part of the routine is relaxation. Now, how do you relax? All you have to do for another 10 minutes is relax your entire body from top to bottom. You begin with the top of the head, you feel the sensations in the body, you tell it to relax, and then you go down, 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 down until eventually your entire body is relaxed. What this does is that now you can program the subconscious mind very easily because you're at the alpha state. And when you're at the alpha state, now you can go on to the last part of the routine, which is visualizing the scene, implying you already having money. Because the mind doesn't understand what's true and what's false. So if you impose on it a scene where you already have the money that you've been trying to manifest, it will reflect in the outer world. Now, I want to outline something very important. I said that manifesting money is 90% inner work and 10% action. And that brings me to my third thing that I learned, which is manifesting money can only be done when you take action. And you do that by either doing what you love or helping people. I know people love to say in the law of attraction and the manifestation space that you shouldn't take any action. All you have to do is just embody the state of abundance and then somehow you'll get what you want. I hate that because people love to live in this fantasy world that somehow, some way, they will win $100 million lottery, or they will find a suitcase stacked with cash when they walk down the street. That's not how manifesting money works. You must take action. And as I mentioned, you can do that by either doing what you love or helping people. Now, first, let me start off with doing what you love. I know a lot of people say you shouldn't follow your passion. You know, your passion will get you nowhere. You should do something serious that could get you a lot of money. No, you can make a lot of money doing what you love. If you love reading books, there's a very high probability that you can write a very good book if you're someone who's an artist. So if you can create beautiful paintings, then you can make a lot of money selling paintings. Now, the problem is that most people think that nobody will be interested in their work. Most people think that, you know, my painting sucks and I cannot sell it, or my book wouldn't be that interesting. Trust me, if you love doing something, then I bet you that there are tons and tons of people out there who would be interested in your work. You're just getting in the way. You're telling yourself that it's not possible. Trust me, everything is possible. If something lights a spark in your heart, then it's meant to evolve into something even bigger. But now the key is to make sure that you put yourself out there. If you're doing something that you love, whether that be playing soccer or writing a book or doing any form of art, you have to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to pick up the camera and talk about what you love. Show what you love. You know, I promise you, if you love making paintings, if you just put it out there, you will get buyers. And that's because you're doing something out of your heart. And if you're doing it from your heart and you really have passion for it, people will be drawn to that. You could get somebody who's willing to pay you $50, $100, a few $1,000s, maybe sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars for your work. If you like writing a book, write the book, share your book online, talk about why the book is important to you, what made you come up with that story, and post it on social media. And I promise you, people will come and buy your stuff. If you like soccer, show your soccer skills on social media. Post videos, give tutorials, and I promise you, people will come to you for online coaching. And this works with acting as well. If you love acting and you have a passion for acting, do skits and post them on social media. I promise you, that will bring you a lot of opportunities. The people who win in life and get all their manifestations are the people who put themselves out there. You just need to let go of fear and kind of just stop being so much in your head and just start putting yourself out there. Now, that's when it comes to doing what you love. Now, some of us, including me, don't really have a single thing that they have any passion for, which brings me to my best way to manifest money, which is helping people. When you manifest money, it's not necessarily about you, but more about what you bring to the table. And in my case, with every single business that I've started, everything that I've achieved today is because I either helped a business or I helped a person. My first ever business was about me helping other businesses. When I shut that down and I started my current business, which is an anxiety coaching business, and that's where I help people. The way I was able to come across that business was by looking at my life's story. For a large portion of my life, I struggled with a lot of stress, panic attacks, and anxiety. And that was mainly because of the amount of emotional stress that my father would impose on me when I lived with him. So to cope with that problem, I developed habits and routines that I would follow on a day-to-day basis to kind of just control my stress and anxiety. And after some time, I no longer had any panic attacks. In fact, I was in control over my emotions. And in fact, I was happier than ever. And what I understood from the business world is that if I tried something and achieved great results in it, then other people would definitely benefit from that thing that I achieved. So I took all the routines and habits and I decided to go out there and help people with anxiety. I first started by helping busy professionals, and then as I started growing in my business, I just started to help high achievers. So I'm more like working with more high professionals who I can actually resonate with, because when you help people, it's all about picking a problem that you were able to solve and then helping the exact same group of people that you resonate with solve that problem. And so when you naturally just help people solve problems that you have solved, not only that brings you a lot of money, but also you have a lot of impact on a lot of people's lives. Because like I mentioned, manifesting money is not about you getting to experience what you want. It's also about making sure that the people around you and the people that come in touch with you get to evolve as a person. But again, it all comes down to one simple thing, which is putting yourself out there. When I first started, all I was doing really was just going on Facebook groups and I was just posting free stuff, and then I would have people DM me privately asking for private sessions. Some people would pay me a few $100s. My lowest pay that I ever got was $50. But again, I was changing people's lives. And as I started to gather in testimonials, I took it to the next level and I made it a full-on business. And 30 days after starting and running a full business around that, I made $11,500, and that was in January of 2024. Now, the fourth and the last thing that I learned is that I had to let go of how things unfold. One problem that people have, and I talked about this not in my last video, but in the video before that, is that people think that they need to have control over every aspect of how their manifestation unfolds. And the issue with that is that when you try to have control over everything, you have control over nothing, and you do nothing but cause more doubt and fear in your body. And again, if you're trying to manifest money, you have to let go of these negative emotions. So here's how I would deal with letting go of things, because I know a lot of people like to talk about the law of detachment, but they don't really talk about the best way to do it. I found something very simple, and it's not a technique. It's honestly just surrendering the outcome to God. If you're taking action, if you're posting a video, for example, promoting your art, your book, your skills, if you're posting your advice on social media trying to help a specific person solve a specific problem, don't worry about how things turn out. Just do your part and then mentally tell yourself, God, I've done my part. I trust you will do yours. And I promise you, if you're doing your part from a righteous place, like you're not scamming, you're not being fake with anything, and just doing the things out of the goodness of your heart and just surrendering everything else to the higher power, aka God, then I promise you, God will give you exactly what you're looking for. You need to stop trying to control everything, and you just need to work on your mental state. That's what you have to do on a day-to-day basis. Work on your mental state and take action. Simple action. Doesn't have to be working hard. No. Work hard on changing your inner state and just take enough action to slowly place each brick on top of each other and let God give you the end product. That's how you get to manifest money, which is by shifting to the money frequency, working on your inner state every single day, taking action by either doing what you love or helping other people, and surrendering everything else to the greatest power that humans have ever known, which is God. If God set the laws in place, like the law of attraction, the law of correspondence, the law of paradox, if he set all those laws in place, and if he put you right here, right now, on this planet, and gave a roof above your head, a bed to sleep on, food to eat, then trust me, the best thing you can do is surrendering the outcome to him. Because trust me, God loves it when you just let go of everything and you give him everything. That's all that you have to know. Now, I will say something. I want you to go and watch all my past videos because I promise you it will help you out a lot. But if you've already consumed enough of me, then I have something to offer you. I would ask for you to book a call with me down below because I would love to help you not just change your inner state, but help you manifest money by building a business where you can help people in exchange for money. Because as I mentioned, helping people is the best way to manifest money. But if you don't want to work with me, that's completely fine. You can just watch all my past videos, which I know you benefit greatly from.